As freaking predicted, it is bright and sunny today. This is putting me in a good mood. Now, it's still a little chilly. It's still 30, but yeah, getting a little extra UV. I think we're on to something here. But plan for today's Saturday chest lift, 1 o'clock. I'd say we're probably getting close to prime time gym hours, but it shouldn't be too packed. And even if it is, who cares? That just means more lifters, more energy, more excitement to feed off of on today's chest pump. So, lift-wise, just to kind of break it down before we talk about any kind of random jargon, no need for any heavy pressing, right? If you're coming to these lifts to see, a massive incline bench or an insane 1 rep max, frankly, you've come to the wrong place, right? Now, if you're here to see as much blood flow per capita of muscle as you've ever seen fill up, right? I'm talking veins, striations, and everything else, then I think I've got you covered. But given that's the circumstance, no need for anything too heavy. I'm talking squeezing. I'm talking sets where I really feel each kind of rep in a sort of a slow manner. So a good sort of reference movement that I think of is tricep rope extensions versus heavy tricep pushdowns. That's kind of been my staple sort of imagination of very different execution of sets, because I can load up a ton of weight on a heavy pushdown and throw that weight around pretty quickly, like do kind of fast-paced reps, and I'm going to feel it in my triceps, right? Like I'll be getting pumped up, I'll be definitely moving some blood around and building up fatigue in the process, but it's a totally different feeling doing half the weight or even like a third of that weight with something like a rope or 2 extra long D handles, and then really holding it at the bottom, extra hard, long squeeze, and then a very slow, controlled descent, right? I don't think a massive, long negative is always necessary every set. Like controlling the eccentric, I don't think that's like, mandatory to have a super, stimulating workout or anything. But on the side of the spectrum of slower, lighter, squeezing controlled sets, then I think there really is a value to it. Because, it's just a time under tension thing, right? Like, you can do curls with 25-pound dumbbells, or like pick a weight where you could do 15 reps, right? Let's say you could do 15 reps of this weight if you just do regular speed curls. Maybe even do a little bit of swinging at the end. You could do a set just like that to failure, or very slowly, now with the same weight, and instead of doing those 15 reps, slow, controlled, with an extra half a second hold at the top. Now sure, you only did 8 reps instead of your 15, which to some may seem like a bit of an ego hit, where it's like, oh shit, man, I don't want to do 8 reps with this, I can do 20 reps with this. But the quality of those reps are very different, and I'm not saying quality as in like they're better or worse subjectively. It's just a different kind of approach, So that's something which I've kind of grown on a bit more over time as I've gotten a little bit smarter. Like if you've been watching these from the beginning, a pattern that you should have recognized is my rate of injury is decreasing rather quickly. The last time I tweaked something was middle of last bulk, almost like 6 or 7 months ago. I was doing 4 plates on incline Smith way too fast, like a total dork. But apart from that, and that's just being the most recent one, things have gotten a little more controlled. So one last note before we actually get started is if you have any kind of nagging something or others, right? Like if your shoulder's wrecked, your elbow is like, running on freaking strands instead of full-on fibers, or whatever, then don't just write that body part off as, yeah, my shoulder sucks, bro, I can't bench. Just leverage the movements that don't hurt and make use of lighter weight squeezing kind of work, you know? So yeah, I mean, maybe you can't bench 275 for 10 like you used to because you totally wrecked your rotator cuff, not listening to your body and keep benching even when it kept telling you like, dude, you're killing me here. You're ripping me to bits. So what I'm getting at is it's not always about super heavy sets, right? So, you know, anytime I tweak something or if I wreck my shoulder or whatever, which, knock on wood, definitely not asking for it, then, you know, heavy stuff just gets put on the back burner and I get to focus on more lighter squeezing work. And as long as I get a pump and I go hard, I definitely did something that I feel contributes towards future gains, or at least just maintaining my momentum in the moment. And now you really got me going. And I think this is even more important for when somebody has any sort of like debilitating injury. Now, I'm not talking spinal surgery, motorcycle crash. You know, if you're in a full body like cast with your head like, you know, in that cage to keep your spine aligned, you know, maybe don't be like that one boxer from all those 80s videos where he's training in his brace. I think that might be a little much. But like, let's say you ripped your ACL trying to dunk, or, you know, whatever, something big where it's big enough to potentially make you think, all right, well, I guess I got to take some time off the gym. I would not recommend that one freaking bit, because I mean, I've had it before. It wasn't like a tendon type situation, which is really lucky for me, but essentially from all the impact shit from when I did gymnastics and all the diving and just being like an idiot kid, like I can guarantee that contributed to it. Like we would just jump down flights of steps to see who could make it to the bottom. But what happened was a piece of my sort of cartilage on where my my femur meets my meniscus or whatever, or not my meniscus, but well, you know how your knee works, right? You got these two bones here, they're rubbing against each other, it's supposed to be nice and smooth. Well, if this is my thigh, there was a little piece that busted out, right? Not supposed to be in there, right? It kind of flipped out of its jigsaw place or whatever. But you know, luckily all the guy had to do was get in there, take out that piece, and it was small enough that everything was honky-dory, right? Just had to heal up, no tendons, no nothing. But for a time, yeah, man, no squats, no leg extensions, I'm freaking crutching around. Lifts didn't stop, right? Chest, shoulders, back, arms. And I think the more important part, which, I mean, just for the sake of your mentality, I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't even want to think about some kind of situation that could put me out of the gym indefinitely, but it would have to be serious, right? Because this is a pretty important part of my day. Like, I'm really excited about this. I look forward to this on the regular. And if you cease this working out on a regular, consistent basis, even just for a couple of weeks where you go from working out reasonably consistently to, let's take 2 off months, man, snap my ankle, or whatever, dude, you're slowing down your whole system. You're going to have to build up all that momentum back. Like, do not be afraid to be the guy on that sort of 4-wheel push scooter walking around in the gym, because just the act of working out and keeping your metabolism up, I mean, you're just going to be much better off for it. Now, that's not, you know, well, I already talked about the more debilitating part of it, but you know, take that as you will, right? So next time you know somebody who hurt himself, dude, cardio doesn't have to stop just because you're in a full, you know, waist below cast, right? There's cardio machines where you just pedal it with your hands, right? So where's your real excuse? You know what I'm saying? But I think no more talking. Let's just get this chest day started. I'm extra chatty today. Let's get straight to business. I'm talking heftier flies, not with a super extenuated hold and squeeze. That'll be for a set after this. Oh my gosh. One more. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, one more like that. Holy shit. Eesh. Okay. All right. Let's do some cable press. And these reps are going to be at a very different tempo than those flies. Yeah. 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 Okay. Oh, I gotta go a little lighter for the next one. That's good though. Yeah. 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 One more. And then probably just one finisher after that, and that'll be it. Doesn't take much, goddammit. Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. Let's go to the finisher. So I'm talking front of the body flies first, drop the weight by half, and then more of a top-down decline sort of thing. And we can find some lighting. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Oh, let's find some lighting. All right, not the best lighting, but pump-wise, honestly, I feel more like a freak today than any of the chest days previous, at least in this dieting phase. Like, just sort of gliding my finger over here, like I'm feeling striations, man. I'm feeling fibers. Fibers which for quite a while have remained not dormant, but hidden. Hidden in the bulk state. So let's see how we're looking. Chest pumped with a reasonably empty stomach. I've kind of had to back off on all the like the low carb keto bread and the keto tortillas and stuff, because they have so much fiber that, like, if I eat a bunch of them, even if it is a calorie smart option, I'm sitting here with like a full stomach. I'm like, well, what the hell am I doing here? But now I'm just rambling. Let me scoot this bike a little out of the way and see how we're really looking. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I think that just about sums that up. Let's see you in the car, and then I got some 30 minutes on the seated bike. There's not a new episode of Severance out yet. I guess I'll just doom scroll. All freaking done. So, we're in the home stretch of this dieting phase, that's for sure. Not too many more weeks longer. And then back to beefing up. But there will be some activities before then to be seen. So, until then, let's not get too excited about any kind of grub and treats and sweets and everything else. And of course, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe okay, well, now I want to get it out of my system. What are the Sam instant dieting phase ended go-to treat / restaurant / meals? And I don't want to say, like, what's my favorite cheat meal, because I don't necessarily believe in the cheat meal, Like, you either overeat in the dieting phase where you're trying to stay in a deficit, and then, you're now, giving yourself like a refeed, or you had like a really dense calorie meal of, cheeseburgers, whatever. Maybe you were dying for some KFC mac and cheese, which is definitely on my list. That's up there as a contender. Then, just a good chunk of your calories came from that, right? So this is obviously an exaggeration, but to prove a point, I think taking things to the extreme in terms of like opposite sides of the spectrum often sort of, reveals that the answer is typically in the middle, and it's not always a one side or the other type situation. But right now, I'm trying to eat around 2,100-ish calories. I had a couple of lighter days at 1,900. That was definitely pushing it. But I've been bouncing around about 21, 22-ish. That's been pretty seamless for me. But that's coming from 250 or so grams of protein, which actually I think I'm going to up a little bit so I can have some more filling kind of foods rather than just extra carb calories. But 250 grams of protein, in the hundreds of carbs, and then around like 60 or something of fat. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I've got them all tracked, right? So it's easiest, for the most part, for me to get all of those calories and proteins and carbs and fats from straight food sources, right? Chickens, ground beef, egg whites, Greek yogurt. That's actually been pretty good. I haven't been on the Greek yogurt train on any diets previously. That's been a pretty nice treat in a good way. And then the carbs, typically, they add up. they add up freaking quick. Even doing like the low sugar barbecue sauce, or the no sugar added ketchup, or I mean just whatever, dude. Carbs are snuck into everything, you know. I mean, you can barely find a bag of like beef jerky anywhere where there isn't an extra like 6 grams of sugar per serving. So you're grabbing a little bag of beef jerky, like, oh sweet, yeah, lean protein, hell yeah, 13 grams of protein per serving, 3 servings, nice. 8 grams of carbs per serving as well, 24 grams of carbs, but that's half a bag of Skittles worth of carbs. Like, what the hell, you know? So the carbs add up. So I'm not really, I mean, I don't really sit here and have like a bowl of rice. I end up hitting like 75 grams of carbs like that. Like, it just freaking happens out of nowhere, right? But all those foods are coming from, or all those calories are coming from foods which are pretty filling, not exactly like the tastiest, right? Like, obviously, any kind of fast food is going to give me much more of that like dopamine smack in the membrane. But pretty filling foods, which make me feel a reasonable amount of satiety, right? Satiation, not. Holy shit. Cardio bike on the side of the road, right there. Your cardio is sitting there freaking waiting. Oh my God. I don't think I could fit it in the car. Well, okay, I don't need a cardio bike. But it's right there, man. Cardio bikes. They're just out and about in the freaking world. No shit. All right, well, now I'm distracting myself, but that just goes to show people are hating on cardio so bad, they're just giving it away. Oh my gosh. If I had a... I keep thinking about what I'm going to replace the Camry with, because I'm getting damn near close to 200,000 miles on this thing, and I haven't exactly driven it grandma style. Man, if I had like a little Tacoma, I would have thrown that bike right into the back. We'll see. Don't expect any changes too soon, but yeah. I can't, oh my gosh. If that's a sign, if there is any kind of sign, that is it right there. But getting back to what I was saying. So all those calories are coming from foods which make me feel pretty full and let me run off and go about my day without feeling like I have to run straight back into the kitchen and snack on something, right? But if I said to myself, you know what, Sam, today isn't a refeed. Like, I'm not going to have a refeed today, but I need, I don't know, whatever. I need to get 3 double stacks from McDonald's. I need to get whatever. That can be worked into that macro target for the day, where as long as I don't exceed my calorie goal and I still end my day at a calorie intake of 2,100, then all those calories could come from like junk, and I would still be essentially on track. But that's not really practical, right? If you're eating all treats, your blood sugar is going to be messed up, your digestion is going to feel all sorts of ways. I mean, it's just doesn't work like that, right? But if somebody were to be, locked up and given only 1,800 calories per day worth of Krispy Kreme donuts and crumble, the guy would still get leaner over time, assuming that number was in a calorie deficit, right? So don't underestimate the fact, and not even don't underestimate, more like just understand the fact that calories will supersede any of our, sort of like subjective conceptions of healthy foods versus unhealthy foods. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm getting at there, right? But that's, so from my perspective, there's room for treats if you can work them in, right? As long as your average calorie intake over the course of however long you're dieting for is actually in a deficit, you're good. Even with a couple of nasty refeed days. I mean, I'll let you guess, but there was a day not too long ago, well, actually now, like a month and a half ago, where I had a like an 8,000 calorie cheat day, because in my mind I'm like, all right, I got to get this. I had a hankering for basically just everything, so I had to get it out of my system, which did seem to work. But yeah, no, that's no more of those until the next bulking phase actually begins. So now I get to go home feeling pretty good. Cardio done, and not just cardio done. My cardio is done for the whole day. Morning cardio and post-workout cardio. A good chest pump. I've only had 1,000 calories, so I've got another 1,100. It's 3 o'clock. It's smooth sailing for me. And I bought a bunch of, I ordered like a DIY watch making kit. Well, not really a kit. You can, like, went on AliExpress and got like, got all the kind of pieces and components to put them together. That's going to be my tinkering of choice. So hopefully they all fit, or else, you know, I just wasted $100. But I'll keep you updated. How about that? I'll keep you updated. So tomorrow will be something. So yesterday was a rest day. So, like, if you're watching this the day that this was posted, then I just recorded this like an hour before. Because, I mean, there's nothing to record on a rest day. You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow might be a cardio talk. Actually, I think a Q&A is in order. Q&A. And not purely fitness related. I'm taking all questions, right? All questions from all vectors of whatever. So I'll make a little YouTube community post later tonight as a little as like a little Q&A vector. So I guess just keep an eye out for that tomorrow. But I will see you then.